Section 3.13, Multiplication and Division with Negatives. This chart combines the rules for both multiplication and division with positives and negatives. When working with fractions, there are multiple ways that values can be expressed. For example, negative 3/4 is the same thing as negative 3 over 4, which is also the same thing as 3 over negative 4. Similarly, positive values, 2/5 is the same thing as negative 2 over negative 5. It's also negative 2 over negative 5, and it's also negative 2 over 5. The leading expressions, the negative 3/4 and the 2/5, are the preferred way of writing answers. So if you have one of these other forms, take the time to write it in the preferred form. Example, compute negative 5 over 6 divided by negative 10 over 9. Even though there are negatives involved in this calculation, it's still division of fractions, and so we will still multiply by the reciprocal. Make sure that the negative sign stays where it belongs, sticking with the negative 10 in this case. Multiplication of fractions is still straight across. Negative 5 times 9 over 6 times negative 10. Negative 45 over negative 60. Now when we look at this fraction, negative divided by negative, we can rewrite this as just 45 over 60, which can then be reduced. 15 goes into both top and bottom, leaving 3/4. Example, compute negative 4/5 times negative 15 over 14. Negative 4/5 times negative 15 over 14. The term on the right can be simplified right away, and doing it now will avoid errors later. Negative 4/5 times 15/14. Multiplication of fractions is straight across. We have a negative times a positive, so it's negative 4 times 15 over 5 times 14. 4 times 15 is 60, and 5 times 14 is 70. This fraction reduces to negative 6/7. Section 3.14, Mixed Number Calculations. When performing calculations with mixed numbers, always rewrite them as improper fractions. Example, compute 3 2/3 plus 1 4/5. 3 2/3 plus 1 4/5. 3 2/3 is the same thing as 11/3, and 1 4/5 is the same as 9/5. Now that we have these written as improper fractions, we can go through the same process of adding fractions as we've done many times before. The common denominator is 15, so we look at the denominator. 3 times what is 15? 3 times 5 is 15. Over here, 5 times 3 gives us 15, so we multiply top and bottom by 3. 55 over 15 plus 27 over 15, which is 82 over 15. Example, compute 2 3/4 divided by negative 1 3/5. 2 3/4 divided by negative 1 3/5. 2 3/4 is 11/4 divided by 1 3/5 is 8/5, so negative 8/5. Division of fractions means multiplication by the reciprocal. We have a positive fraction times a negative fraction, so the final answer will be negative. Multiply straight across, 11 times 5 over 4 times 8, which is negative 55 over 32.